Hi, K-pop lovers. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, do me a favor right now, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below because today we are diving into something that genuinely shook the entire K-pop world. Before you scroll past, I need you to stay until the very end, because what I'm about to break down explains not just a single award win, but the rise of a girl who was never even supposed to be here, and yet somehow ended up making the whole world stop and vote for her like their life depended on it. Drop a comment right now and tell me, did you vote for Ahyeon at KGMA? Because trust me, by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why 85% of the world did. Let's start with the number that broke the internet. 85.81%. That is the exact percentage of global fan votes that babymonsterz Ahyeon secured at the Korea Grand Music Awards 2026, winning the Artist of April, Solo Female, category through the Fancast voting platform. Let that sink in. In a competition that pulls votes from K-pop fans across every continent, Asia, Europe, North America, South America, Oceania, one girl, from a group that only debuted as a complete unit in April 2024, walked away with nearly 86 out of every 100 votes cast globally. That is not a win. That is a statement. That is a fandom telling the entire K-pop industry, do not sleep on Ahyeon. And the question every non-monster is asking right now is simple, how? How does a girl who barely had 2 years of full promotions under her belt pull numbers that most established senior artists would never dream of? Stay with me, because the answer goes much deeper than you think. To understand why Ahyeon is where she is right now, you have to go all the way back to 2018. She was just 11 years old when she passed auditions at both JYP Entertainment and Banana Culture, two of the biggest agencies in K-pop, and then walked away from both of them to sign with YG Entertainment instead. At 11 years old, she chose the hardest road, walked into one of the most competitive trainee systems in the entire industry, and spent years grinding in the shadows before the world even knew her name existed. By the time YG officially introduced her on January 16, 2023, as the second revealed member of babymonster, she had already been training for around 5 years. 5 years of vocals. 5 years of rap. 5 years of dance. All of it poured into a teenager who hadn't even set foot on a professional stage yet. And the moment fans saw her perform, the reaction was immediate. This is exactly why YG described her as a warrior with many weapons, because she didn't just perform, she commanded attention in a way that most trainees never achieve even after years of trying. But here is where Ahyeon's story takes a turn that makes everything that came after feel even more extraordinary. Just weeks before babymonster's debut in November 2023, YG announced that Ahyeon would not be joining the group due to health reasons. The fandom went into complete shock. The girl YG themselves had called the definite center of babymonster, the girl who ranked first among all trainees during the last evaluation series, the girl nets were already calling the new ace of YG, she was suddenly gone. babymonster debuted as 6 members without her, and for months, nobody truly knew if she was coming back at all. That uncertainty didn't kill the love fans had for her. If anything, it made it stronger. Every monster who watched those 6 members perform without Ahyeon carried that missing piece with them. It's the kind of absence that leaves a mark. And when YG confirmed her return on January 25, 2024, announcing she had fully recovered and would join for the babymonsterz 7 mini-album, the reaction from fans was overwhelming. It wasn't just excitement. It was relief. It was gratitude. It was love that had been building for months with nowhere to go, finally finding its way home. She debuted officially on April 1, 2024. And she obliterated every single expectation. But here's the part one really need you to hear, monsterz, Ahyeon did not coast on sympathy. She didn't walk back into the spotlight and let the emotional comeback story carry her. She performed. From the very first stage, she proved why YG fought to keep her in this group. Her presence is the kind that stops people mid-scroll. Her versatility as main vocalist, lead rapper, and lead dancer in a group where every single member is genuinely talented is something that doesn't happen often. In an industry full of idols who specialize in one or two things, Ahyeon does everything, and she does it at a level that makes you forget to breathe. That is not an accident. That is 5 years of training that never went to waste. And now I want to talk about something that a lot of people don't bring up enough: the amount of criticism Ahyeon has faced since debut, and how the fans responded. In mid-2024, there were actually people online claiming Ahyeon was overperforming, that her dancing energy was too intense, that she was overshadowing other members. And some fans noticed that in later stages, her movements seemed smaller, more restrained. Her smile appeared less often. Supporters immediately flooded social media with their thoughts. One fan wrote, "Poor girl, if she was giving her all they told her to tone it down, and now they're saying she's weak. Just let her be." Another said, "Ahyeon, you just need to focus on your growth. We monsterz will always be by your side." That's not just a fanbase defending their favorite. That is a community that is deeply, personally invested in seeing this girl succeed. And that kind of investment, built from watching her fight, disappear, come back, and still face criticism, is exactly what translated into 85.81% of a global vote. Then there was the 2025 Mama Awards performance. Ahyeon, Rora, and Farida performed Golden live in front of tens of thousands of people, and some netizens came out immediately to criticize the vocals. The comments were harsh. Fans at airports even noticed that Ahyeon, who is typically known for chatting with fans and radiating warmth at every schedule, looked visibly tired and quiet after the backlash. That image of her, a girl who is almost always described by fans as too sweet, too approachable, always holding full conversations with monsterz even at airports, looking drained after giving everything on that stage. That broke people's hearts. And it galvanized the fandom in a way that's hard to describe. Because these fans don't just stream music and buy albums. They feel every single thing that happens to Ahyeon. They fight for her. And when KGMA opened up fancast voting, the monsterz fandom showed up with everything they had. 85.81%. That number is not just a statistic. It is a message from every single person who voted: we see you, we hear you, and we're not going anywhere. Here is the bigger picture that makes this all so significant. Ahyeon is 19 years old. She is attending Hanlim Arts High School while simultaneously performing on babymonster's CHOM World Tour, a massive global tour spanning Korea, Japan, Southeast Asia, Oceania, and beyond. She is doing homework and preparing for stages that put her in front of thousands of fans across multiple countries, and she is winning global awards with margins that would make senior artists do a double take. The trajectory she is on isn't just impressive, it's rare. And it's not accidental. It is the product of years of sacrifice, a comeback that nobody expected to hit as hard as it did, and a connection between an artist and her fans that the K-pop industry doesn't manufacture. It grows organically, through shared pain and shared joy and shared loyalty. So here is what I want to know from you, monsterz, and this is why I need you to comment right now. Do you think Ahyeon is getting the recognition she deserves from YG? Because a lot of fans have noticed the center position debates, the feeling that she isn't always placed where her talent should put her. Some fans are frustrated. Others believe YG has a long-term plan. And some are just happy she's winning globally regardless of what happens in official promotions. Where do you stand? What do you want to see from Ahyeon for the rest of 2026? A solo debut? More center positions? More feature stages? Drop your answer in the comments right now. I genuinely read every single one, and I want to know what this community thinks. Because here's the truth, Ahyeon's story is still being written. She almost didn't make it to debut. There was a real moment in late 2023 where the future looked uncertain for her. And yet here she is, a KGMA 2026 award winner, a global fan vote record holder, A girl who the entire world chose with 85.81% of their collective voice. This is not a peak. This is the beginning. And every monster who voted, who streamed, who stayed up late on Fancast clicking that button, you are part of that story. You wrote that number. Don't ever let anyone tell you fandom power doesn't matter, because 85.81% says otherwise. If this video hit you the way I think it did, smash that like button right now, share this with every monster you know, and subscribe if you haven't already so you never miss a single video. We cover babymonster deeper than anyone else on this platform, and we are just getting started. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'll see you in the next one. Ahyeon.